Colin and Justin are here to reveal the color of the year and show us how we can bring it into our homes. Hello, gentlemen.
How do we concentrate with the smell of that gorgeous orzoto permeating?
You know what? It is nice. The kitchen's over there. We got the bedroom over here. I'm feeling good. Everywhere smells delicious.
The perfect life, food, and then straight into bed.
Oh, honestly, that's my idea of a good day.
Amazing, you know, and it is a new year, so it's time for new thinking. And we want to be super hip and up with the trends, don't we?
Yeah.
We do.
Yes.
100% at all times.
This is what I'm really excited about. You are here to reveal the Pantone color of the year, because every year Pantone reveals the official trending color. What is it for 2026, gentlemen?
It's in this room.
Drum roll, Colin, drum roll.
Okay. The Pantone color of the year 2026 is... It's Cloud Dancer.
Okay.
It's this white.
I would call it white.
It is white.
You know, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not as stark as pure white, not as clinical. There's an extra kind of mood in there. They think it's cloudy and natural and evocative, you know? So we're actually creating this look because we don't want you to be defeated by the fact that it's a white wall.
This is, okay. Gentlemen, this is my dream, because I was a little worried. I was like, wait, I like color. So I was like, is this going to work?
You've got to play with it. And the thing is, if you put white in front of a prism, you will immediately see every single colour on the colour spectrum radiate out from that prism. It's such a great way to start. I mean, I absolutely love it. Colin said it's all about fresh beginnings.
Yeah.
It's kind of a reset, because haven't we all had a bit of a crazy time over the last 18 months?
Yeah.
Well, this is an opportunity to take it down a couple of gears and just feel yourself reconnect with the inner spirit, because all too often we get distracted from everything that's important. So a cosy bedroom is where you're at.
I love that. I love the fact that we're looking at this kind of cloud dancer tone in a bedroom.
Exactly.
Okay.
You know, so first things first, you know, we just start off with the wall. There's no wall that's perfect, is there? You know, so we've actually gone for a matte finish on this colour. And it's because if you think about your face, you've got a little pimple here, a little something going on here, and your face is shiny, it shows up everything, doesn't it? So what do? You mattify. All the problems go away. It's the same for walls.
This is actually called chiffon white by Dulux, so it's the nearest appropriation to the Pantone shade.
Chiffon white is a very nice...
I love that.
Feels very ethereal.
Can I tell you a secret? I've got a really bad memory. I had to write that in my hand there. Chiffon white. I did have a quick glance down at that for the older gentleman here.
I'm going to see that later. I think Justin's having an affair with somebody called Chiffon White. Who is she?
I mean, if it's a woman, Colin, she'll be rarely troubled. She'll be rarely troubled. But I mean, I love the fact that there is a real liberation now. And the good thing about white as a decorating backdrop is it's easy to flip something else in there.
Oh, yeah,
and,
true.
Yeah, across the European runways at the moment, Chanel, Fendi, Dior, they're using tons and tons of white. It's really coming back again. But they flip it with another kind of contrasting tone. We've gone for this blue shade, which I really think is a perfect pop.
I love this. Now, let's talk real quick about the layout of this bedroom, because I think that's something that we don't necessarily... You notice it, you more feel it, really.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so people talk about symmetry, you know, which is that kind of lovely, lovely balance, of course, which is not...
It's not the same as cemetery, because that's where the dead people go. And in any Colin and Justin bedroom, there's nothing going on that's dead. Everything's well and truly alive in this particular little corner.
Exactly.
Yeah, symmetry is super important.
It is. You know, it sounds really boring, but just taking a balanced approach really, really works, okay? Especially in the bedroom, where you want things to be symmetrical. And what this does for your brain is it creates a sense of order. You know, when things are tidy, you relax more. This is the same, so it's easier on the eye. You want to feel relaxed in your bedroom, so it's super, super important.
I love
Balance is the key word, Mary.
Yeah.
Balance and symmetry.
Balance for the unbalanced.
For the unbalanced.
And
They
let's
give you
face
one
it,
balanced part
there's
in
a
your
degree
life.
of unbalance going here.
All right, now, I love the fact that we're going to talk a little bit about soft furnishings first up. So what do we got going on?
Well, do you know what? There's been such a turn away from the hard-edged, stark lines of minimalism, and really soft, yielding stuff is coming back. So we're seeing padded headboards everywhere rather than hardwood headboards. But importantly, the shapes are changing, so they're no longer as square as they were. There's this soft arcing happening, and we're seeing tons and tons of that. This bed actually came from IKEA, so no major bank breaking going on over there. It's not how much money you spend, it's how you spend it. And we always say that really good design is kicked off by clever shopping. So think twice, buy once, Mary. That's our big mantra.
I love that.
It's a really lovely upholstered bed like this from from IKEA is a great place to start your look.
Fantastic. I love that. Now, let's talk a little bit, because we've got color obviously happening in the blue, but let's talk a little bit about pattern as well.
Exactly. You know, it's all about balance. And do you remember when everything went minimalist and, you know, suddenly everything was plain?
Yeah.
And all the lovely textured people were like,
Yes.
what about us?
That was me. I was like, nobody look at my house.
And if we look, say texture person, color person, look, like pattern. Pattern. Exactly, you know
Shake
what?
it, Mary.
Celebrate it. You
Yeah.
know, don't put it away, but balance it. You have a plain top on and a pattern skirt, so there's a balance there. So think about that when you're dressing a bed as well. Now, we know that you love birds.
I do.
You do, Mary.
Is that where the birds are?
Yes.
Oh, guys, that's so nice.
Exactly.
I love this, yeah.
So again, the bedding, Mary, came from IKEA, and a really good thing to think about. When you find a wallpaper you like, typically everything you need for the rest of the colour scheme is in that wallpaper. Background, foreground, middle tones, they're all composed by a wallpaper designer or a fabric designer. So follow the cues of the sample you're holding and assemble the rest of the room round about that. We've actually taken the same fabric or a similar fabric to the bedding, again from IKEA, so no big spend. And we've positioned sections of the fabric inside simple frames.
Oh, I
so
love that.
it's a really good way to break everything up. And again, something really inexpensive. That's what you want. I mean, in this day and age, we have to work really hard for our money. So we want our money to work hard for ourselves.
I love that.
Less is more. Simply arranged, one in the centre, one either side. Again, referencing symmetry, and off you go.
I love this. Know what else I love about this? This kind of talks to your next point. We're talking about texture. Texture is kind of the new color, so let's talk about that.
Yeah, it's exactly that. You know, I think at the same time, before we move on from this, if you create a look for a room using soft furnishings, it's really easy to change.
Yeah.
So, and it's not expensive to change. You want a whole new look, you change the bedding, change the artwork, suddenly everything's different.
Yeah.
You're in a rental property, you can't decorate, you can still express yourself.
I love that.
And into the textures, you know, the bed, so important. You want it to be a feast for the finger. Touchy-feely feast for the finger. You know, so think about adding elements that have texture. There's a little rattan booch there, pardon you. A little rattan bench there as well.
Somebody get that man at London.
Is that the only man in the audience? You want texture in there so it's rewarding. You know, we've got this great boucle little chair. This is from Castle Life in Toronto.
And it spins as well, because who doesn't like a little rotation in the bedroom? Are you with me, ladies? Are you with me?
You also like you're plotting something in that chair.
Yeah, exactly. A bond moment.
Yeah.
And this is good as well because there's an aperture at the back, so the sight line isn't stopped at the back of the chair. So if proportions in your room are limited, if you're small in the bedroom, then it makes it feel big. Oh, you could play a game and peek through
There you
it.
go.
Peekaboo in the bedroom, Mary Berg. There's a whole new segment altogether.
So let's also talk a little bit. One other thing I think that brings texture in and a little bit of color and stuff is wood.
Yeah,
wood
without
finishes.
a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Now, Mother Nature, I think, is the best designer of any of us, and she seldom gets it wrong. Now, she puts lots of tree genus in a forest, and they all play well together. People say to us, can you mix trees? Can you mix wood lumbers? Can you mix the woody finishes in your home? We say, go to it.
Yeah.
Absolutely all time. The studio floor in here has got a dark kind of chocolatey mocha shade to it. It works really well with the wickers, the wooden frames up there, the detailing of the wood stuff that we've added around about as casual accessories. And you just have to be confident enough to take a little bit of a risk.
Yeah.
And if you do that, this is the kind of stuff you get. You get a bedroom that is a sanctuary from everything else. I'm just so proud of it.
I love it. It's so cozy. It feels super personal. Now, one thing I want to make a point of, these kind of bedroom side tables, this is a tip that you have. You say to shop for other rooms for your bedroom.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You know, that's the thing. You know, it's like you with recipes. You know, you bring in random things and you surprise people. You create a new independent flavour.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you need to do. You know, some people walk around, it's a bedroom. I must go to the bedroom department.
Section. Yeah.
It's a bathroom. You know, so we were looking at, you know, king-size beds, good-size beds, and you're trying to get bedside companions that actually have the same proportions. You know, mattresses can be quite tall as well. And we find a lot of bedside tables are a little bit on the small side. You know, so we put console tables.
Oh, okay.
You know, so these are from IKEA, and we put them in here because we wanted to get some oak in here, you know, because that's a great neutral.
Another thing to think of as well is...
Oh, sorry, we love the height there and just the scale of those as well. You know, it's really important.
Another thing to think about as well, that typically something like that might be open, so you won't have storage, and in the bedroom you want a bit of storage, so for all your private bits and bobs, ladies. We went straight to the Isles of Home Sense, whether it's a wicker chest, a cardboard box, something like this, styled in the same colourway as everything else. You want your eye to follow around all those little details and feel that the room's been so well thought out.
Yeah.
Because I think those rooms that make you feel indulged are the rooms that are the most rewarding. And in the bedroom, surely it's super important. That's where you recover.
Yeah.
That's where you go to escape the drama and the stress.
I love that.
And
Guys,
then I go there with that lovely Orzotto thing that
there you go.
I'm in that bed. Piling it in. Piling it in.
Gentlemen, I love it. This is such a beautiful, relaxing space. Thank you so
Thank
so
you,
much.
Mary.
And studio audience, these lovely gentlemen are sending you home with their latest winter issue of Cabin Escape with Colin and Justin. Hey, Mary here. What did you think? Drop your comments below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the good stuff.